Hello everyone, I'm Claire from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you how to make a title jade lace blouse. For this electronic tutorial, you can search for susud.com and check it out. This blouse comes in multiple sizes, and the crocheting method is similar. They all start with the body, sleeves, and the shoulder part. It consists of the hem and the cuffs. First, crochet the body and sleeves from the bottom upwards separately. Then work on the shoulder part. Finally, crochet the hem and the cuffs. Let's start with the body. We will start from foundation chain and crocheted in rounds. Take a look at this. The body alternately crochets double crochet round, puff flower round, cherry pattern round, 4 different sizes. The arrangement of the motifs varies. After starting the foundation chain, all begin with double crochet round first. Next, size S and size L attach the puff flowers first, then crochet the cherry patterns. However, the size M crochets the cherry patterns first. I will explain using the size S as an example. Everyone can watch the video demonstration to learn the technique. Then refer to the chart while crocheting. A variety of stitches are used. They are all marked on the chart. I won't go through each one individually. Please watch the demonstration. To make it easier for you all to see more clearly, I'll demonstrate using cotton yarn here. The colors are random for specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes. Please refer to the detail page and the paper charts of our product. Let's start. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Hold the hook with your right hand. Start with a knot. This knot does not count as a stitch. Slightly tighten it. Now we begin crocheting chains. 1, 2. Keep crocheting until you finish the required number of stitches. Here, my swatch has fewer chains. Refer to the chart for the exact stitch count. After completing, circle the chain. Make sure the right side is facing you. Be mindful not to twist it. Pick up the top loop of the first chain. Crochet a slip stitch. The slip stitch does not count as a stitch. You need to tighten the yarn. That completes the foundation chain. Now, let's move on to our one. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain for double crochet. This corresponds to the last chain of the foundation chain. Then pick up the strand above the adjacent chain on the left. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 1 for spacing. Skip 1 chain. Begin from the second chain on the left. Crochet 2 double crochets evenly. Chain 1 for spacing. Let's take a look at the pattern here. Work 2 double crochets, skipping 1 chain in between. Chain 1 to connect between each group of double crochets. Continue following this pattern. Complete this round. Finally, locate the third chain of the beginning chain. Join with slip stitch by picking up these 2 strands. Gently tighten. Our one is now complete. Consider this round's right side as the blouse's right side. Continue to crochet R2. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Work 1 double crochet into the adjacent stitch on the left. Chain 1 for spacing. Skip the left chain. Crochet 2 double crochets evenly. Chain 1 for spacing. Proceed downward. Correspondingly make double crochets in the double crochets. Work chains above the chain spaces correspondingly. Finish this round. After everything is completed, slip stitch into the beginning chain. Tighten it. The yarn of this color will not be used for now. Chain 1 to secure. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters and cut off. Hide the yarn tail following the piece's texture on the wrong side. You can hide a few more times before trimming the excess. Our 2 is now complete. For our 3, we'll attach puff flowers. Each puff flower starts with the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds for 2 rounds. On the last round, work and join as you go. Let's start with the first puff flower. Take the corresponding color yarn. Make an adjustable magic ring by wrapping the yarn around your fingers. Then move on to our 1. Chain 1 as the beginning chain for single crochet, which does not count as a stitch. Then pick up the ring and work 12 single crochets. After that, close the ring. Next, join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. Pull tight. Our 1 is now complete. Move on to our 2. Start with 3 chains. Then work HDC 6 puff. Yarn over. Insert into the next stitch below. Place the beginning tail above the hook and weave it in. Draw the yarn through. Pay attention to slightly stretch the loop. Make sure it matches the height of the chain on the right. There are 3 loops on the hook. This is an incomplete half double crochet. Continue by picking up the same stitch and working 2 more incomplete half double crochets. Be mindful to slightly stretch the loops. Move on to the adjacent stitch on the left. Work 3 incomplete half double crochets. After completing them, yarn over, and draw through all the loops on your hook. This completes the HDC 6 puff. Next, work 3 chains. Pick up the stitch below and work 1 slip stitch. Consider these 2 groups of chains. The HDC 6 puff and the slip stitch as 1 petal. I'll work another petal now. First, pick the adjacent stitch on the left and work 1 slip stitch. Then, work 3 chains. Next, work a HDC 6 puff. Pick up the stitch below and work 3 incomplete half double crochets. Continue by picking the adjacent stitch on the left, and work 3 more incomplete half double crochets. Yarn over, and draw through all the loops on your hook. The HDC 6 puff is done. Now, work 3 chains. Work 1 slip stitch into the stitch below. Another petal is done. There should be 6 petals in this round altogether. So far, 2 petals have been completed. Continue working on the remaining petals. While crocheting the petals, they need to be joined with the piece. Let me demonstrate the joining method. First, work 1 slip stitch. Then, 3 chains and a HDC 6 puff. After it's done, take out the body piece. Place the wrong side facing you. Pick any chain space. Above, there are these 2 strands. Work 1 slip stitch. Then work 3 chains. Go back to the puff flower. Work a slip stitch. This petal is now completed. And on the wrong side, join it to the piece. Continue crocheting the remaining petals downward. After everything is completed, work 1 chain to secure. Leave a tail of about 5 centimeters, then cut the yarn. Hide the yarn tail. Trim off any excess. The first puff flower is now done. Next, we'll crochet the second puff flower. The method for our 1 and the first 2 petals is the same as for the first puff flower. My swatch is already crocheted. Start connecting from the 3rd petal. First, make 1 slip stitch. Then 3 chains and a HDC 6 puff. Take the body piece. Position the wrong side facing you. Ensure the foundation chain is at the top. Locate the connection spot of the previous puff flower at the 2nd petal on the left side. Pick up the top of the petal this way with 2 strands. Work 1 slip stitch. Then crochet 3 chains. Go back to this puff flower. Work 1 slip stitch. This petal is now completed and connected to the previous puff flower. Continue crocheting the next petal until you finish the HDC6 puff. Next, on the wrong side of the piece, pick up the previous puff flower. These 2 connection points at the top of the middle petal. Work 1 slip stitch. Then crochet 3 chains. This completes the petal. Continue with the next petal. After finishing the HDC6 puff, on the wrong side of the piece, at round 2, locate the previous puff flower connection point. On its left, skip 3 groups of double crochets. Work 1 slip stitch into this chain. Then crochet 3 chains. This completes the petal. Continue all the way down to finish the remaining petals. Hide the yarn tails on your own. Let's take a look at the right side of the piece. The second puff flower is now completed, and it is connected to the corresponding position on the piece. Proceed downward following this method. Crochet the puff flower while joining to the body piece. Continue until just before the last puff flower. Now we've reached this position. For the final puff flower, join it to the adjacent puff flowers on both sides, and also to the corresponding position in R2. Follow the same method, starting from the second petal, and join all of them together. Hide the tails on your own. After crocheting the last puff flower, our 3 of the body is complete. Continue with our 4. Take the corresponding color yarn. Make a slip knot. Join the yarn at the top of any puff flower. Keep the right side of the piece facing you. Have the foundation chain facing downward. Insert into the top of the petal. Draw the slip knot through. Adjust the loop size a bit. Joining is complete. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the joining spot. Chain 7 as a spacer. Pick the top of the adjacent petal on the left side. Crochet 1 single crochet. Chain 7 for spacing. Let's take a look. The pattern for this round of crochet is as follows. In the previous round of puff flowers, work a single crochet at the top of the remaining petal. Between each 2 single crochets, chain 7 as a spacer. Continue downward following this pattern to work the entire round. After completing the last 7 chains, slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch. Pull tight. Our 4 is now completed. Move on to our 5. Start with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Continue by picking up the stitch of the single crochet below. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 1 for spacing. Pick the chain space on the left side. Work 2 double crochets and chain 1. Repeat once. After completing, pick the single crochet stitch on the left side. Work 1 DC2 in 1. That is, work 2 double crochets on this stitch. This DC2 in 1 is now completed. Continue downward using this method. Refer to the chart while crocheting. Crochet all the way through our 5 and our 6. After everything is completed, fasten off. Hide the tails yourself. The first 6 rounds are now done. Start crocheting the cherry pattern on the 7th round. Take the corresponding color yarn. Locate the corresponding position on the top petal of any puff flower. At the chain adjacent to the left side of the double crochet of our 6. Join the yarn by picking up these 2 strands. Crochet a special DC5 bobble. Start with 3 chains. Yarn over. Insert into the joining spot. Pull the yarn through. There will be 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. This is an incomplete double crochet. Crochet 3 more incomplete double crochets in the same stitch. Once completed, yarn over again, and draw through all the loops on your hook. The special DC5 bobble is now done. Continue with 3 chains as the beginning chain. Crochet a DC5 bobble with leg. We'll refer to this as the bobble with leg moving forward. Yarn over 3 times. Skip 2 groups of double crochets. Pick up the 2 strands above the left chain. Work an incomplete double crochet. Then in the same position, crochet 4 more incomplete double crochets. After completing them, yarn over with your hook. Draw through the first 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, and draw through the next 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. This bobble with legs is now completed. Continue with 5 chains. Then crochet a TR2 bobble. Yarn over twice. Insert into the middle of the next stitch. Pick up these 2 strands. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. This is an incomplete treble crochet. Continue by inserting into this stitch. Crochet an incomplete treble crochet. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook once. The TR2 bobble is now completed. Next, we will crochet a cherry pattern. Start with 5 chains as a spacer. Pick up the stitch below and crochet a TR2 bobble. Again, insert into the middle of this stitch. Crochet by picking up these strands like this. Then crochet a DC5 bobble with a leg decrease. Yarn over the hook 3 times. Skip 2 stitches. Insert into the left chain. Crochet 5 incomplete double crochets. After completing them, yarn over and pull through the first 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, pull through the first 2 loops. This is an incomplete bobble with leg. Crochet another incomplete bobble with leg. Yarn over the hook 3 times. Skip 5 stitches. Insert into the left chain. Crochet 5 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over and pull through the first 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, pull through the first 2 loops. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops once. The bobble with leg decrease is now completed. Continue with 5 chains as beginning chain. Pick up the middle of the stitch below. Crochet 1 TR2 bobble. This cherry pattern is now finished. Continue crocheting the cherry patterns while referring to the chart. Finish crocheting this round. Complete the last cherry pattern. Crochet 5 more chains for spacing. Pick up the stitch below. Crochet 1 T or 2 bobble. Pick up the stitch of the bobble with leg below. Join with a slip stitch. Tighten. Continue picking up the left chain, and crochet 4 slip stitches. Carry the yarn across to this stitch. R7 is now completed. Continue crocheting R8. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Pick up the middle of the stitch below. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 7 for spacing. Skip the cherry pattern below. Pick up the middle of the stitch between these 2 cherry patterns on the left. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 7 as a spacer. The crocheting pattern for this round is: pick the middle of the stitch between the cherry patterns, and work a single crochet. Chain 7 to connect each single crochet. Continue following this pattern. Finish this round. After completing everything, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. Fasten off normally. Hide the tails by yourself. R8 is now completed. For the remaining part of the body, alternate crocheting double crochet round, puff flower round and cherry pattern round. The stitches you need, motif joining methods and yarn joining techniques have all been demonstrated before. Please refer to the previous demonstrations. Follow the chart to complete them. After finishing everything, pause crocheting. No need to fasten off the yarn. Place a stitch marker on the loop to prevent it from slipping. Up to this point, the crocheting method for the body has been explained. Next, we will crochet the sleeves. Let's take a look at the finished product. The crocheting methods for the left and right sleeves are identical. Both use the foundation chain method to start. Alternate crocheting in rounds for double crochet round, puff flower round and cherry pattern round. The crocheting method is the same as for the body. Please refer to the previous demonstrations. Follow the chart to complete them. After completing everything, fasten off the yarn normally.